Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1727, I'm your host, Mike Matthews, broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valleymont, the last place on earth. I am so freaking sore because of the wonders of the Hayward. What the hell is it? I have that note there somewhere. It's there somewhere from the Alameda.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It's over. I'll get there right here. Okay. It's the Alameda County Code Enforcement.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Community Development Agency. Thank you, Community Development Agency, for making my life hell. I am now doing things, and I am not going to tell you that it was easy. Getting all that wood that I chopped down from the tree that I cut down, and it seems to me that I cut it down back in April. Yeah, April was when I chopped down
Mike's Daily Podcast.
This tree. In fact, it got us into a memories thing, remembering things. My lovely lady friend and I, that
Mike's
we met back
Daily
in April, so
Podcast.
it was sort of a nostalgic walk. I'm all about nostalgia in some ways. I don't believe in nostalgia with going to see concerts. Like, I will never, ever, ever go and see Hall & Oates unless the tickets are free. Because I don't understand why. What's the point? I will never, ever go see... Well, maybe I'll see Hall & Oates, but definitely never see Fleetwood Mac. Look who walked in. Even if they have Neil Finn replacing Lindsey Buckingham. Because Neil Finn, even though I love him from Crowded House, I would go see Neil Finn. But he got up there and performed I Got You, the old Split Enz song. He was with that band, and Stevie Nicks sang with him on it. And it just felt like bad, awful karaoke. Yeah, your drummer is McFleetwood, but look at all these people walking. Hi, Mark. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How y'all doing?
Awesome.
That's my horse, Nelly. He likes to say awesome. And also this. Oh, hi, Nelly. Look who else is here.
Hello, Mike. This is the Disgruntled Fiddle Player. Tell you what.
What?
I got a gong. Get it on. Bang a gong. Get it on.
That would be, Robert Palmer. You can't see him anymore. He's gone. But you could go, and you can't see T-Rex either. He's gone too. But yeah, that would be something. Power Station, if they ever got back together.
And here's today's podcast picture.
You could kind of have Power Station if you had a different lead singer. I don't know, get Terrence Trent D'Arby, who's going by a new name. He's been having he changed his name back like 20 years ago. Like Samid Mahatn. Basil he's doing pretty good. I know I give you an update every day about Basil. He was a little bit sore after all of his running the previous day. But, yeah, we had a good walk. I will tell you, though, I do think that Alameda County is ridiculous for this code enforcement thing. They sent me this letter. And I ended up calling the guy. I called up the inspector. Let me just tell you, if you call 510-670-5400, you get through pretty fast. And I was able to talk to the inspector. And he said, yeah, well, we can't see your house from the road. And I'm thinking, well, maybe that's because I don't want to have people look at my house and go, ooh, I'm going to rob it. Or, ooh, look, what's Mike doing looking through his window? Maybe I kind of want those trees. Maybe that's what I'm using the trees for, is a little bit of obscurity. I go, do you want me to chop down the trees? And he goes, no, just remove the overgrown weeds and the overgrown vegetation. Well, what's overgrown? How do you decide? Well, just trim it back. So I would not have known that unless I called this guy. That's how stupid this system is. The Planning Department Code Enforcement Division, I don't get. It's some Gestapo bullcrap. Chris Bazar is the guy's name that runs it. Or is that a woman? And then Albert Lopez is the planning director. This makes what does this... I've lived here 9 years and never got a letter about this. Never. Alameda County Community Development Agency. I don't like it because I don't like HOAs. And This means that the whole frickin' county is an HOA. Now, that being said, when I lived in Alabama, a different Alabama, there was some houses that had some ridiculous... There's no rules. There it's all just, unless you do live in an HOA, but they have those everywhere. But gosh, I remember one time I was walking down the street. I like to walk, and I'll walk along these country roads, and I'm walking past this house, and I see in the front yard an old couch. Okay, it's been out and being weathered in the rain and snow for a long time. Okay, that looks nice. There's an old car. There's an old slide. Oh my God, there's a dead dog. Yeah, they had a dead dog in their front yard. That was weird. I never walked down that street again. It was I think about 3 miles from my house, and you had to walk, and those country roads are dangerous. There's no sidewalk. You basically, when a car comes, you got to walk over into the grass, and then all these bugs jump on your leg and start sucking your blood. So that was not the best experience, and I understand that you wouldn't want, dogs deserve a proper burial. They do so much for us. It's the least we can give them back. And I think that was despicable what that house was doing. At any rate, I also find despicable the Alameda County Community Development Agency, and I think they need to spend their money doing other things. Spend my money. My frickin' tax bill is huge. The property tax bill is, it's supposed to be Prop 13 and remain at a certain level, but they slap all this other stuff on. I got to pay for AC Transit. I hate AC Transit. They have these huge buses that go by my house every day, and it's so loud, so annoying. It's huge, and I don't like it. So why should I give them money? They suck. But, and then I was able to, when I talked to this inspector guy, I go, hey, by the way, you spend all this time bugging me about this stuff. I'd like to bug you guys about the traffic on my street. It's terrible. And he goes, oh, that's a different department. I'll give you their number. And so he was very nice. He gave me their number. And I talked to a guy, and traffic department guy, and he spoke to me for quite a while, and he seemed to be helpful. So I don't know, maybe something will come of it. I asked the traffic guy, what can be done? The cars fly down my street. There's no room. There's no sidewalk. It's dangerous. I guess everywhere I live is dangerous, isn't it? That's what it seems to be the case. And he said, well, it's just part of the Bay Area. We have more people than ever now. But at the same time, we need to see what's going on. So we'll look into it, blah, blah, blah. So we'll see what he does. But at any rate, I did not say hi to this guy very quick. And I need to behave.
Oh, behave. Yeah.
Because look who's pouring me root beer.
Hello, Mike. I make the delicious root beer. Oh, boy. I'm the Brewmaster. And I'll cut you.
No way.
Oh, that's nice. Played a little piano for you. I hope you liked it.
Winning.
The fact is, though, thank you. Every draw on my show has a the in front of their name. Let's see, the Brewmaster.
You're welcome.
Wasn't that nice? I thanked him and he said, "You're welcome." We need more of that in the world, don't we? Thank you. You're welcome. It's so simple. At any point, at any rate, at any point, and it's words. Where are we? Oh, yeah. So I was listening because I work at a radio station that has some conservative talk people. And there are two talk people I am not that big fans of that are on the conservative talk station. One of them sounds like he's swallowing his lip. And the other is overly, like, he's like right on the mic. Okay, right now I'm about maybe 3 inches from the mic. This guy, excuse me, I drank a smoothie and it was with strawberries, and so the little seeds make me cough. I got the black lung, Dad. And so this guy gets right on the mic. He's right on the mic and he talks. This is what I think about this movie, and I really like it. He's so syrupy and pukey and everything I hate about radio. So yesterday, I was delighted to hear the two of them fighting on the air. They were fighting not about Brett Kavanaugh, because they both believe Brett Kavanaugh is the biggest thing to hit the world since butter. Actually, that Desi butter, what's it called? I can't think of the last word. That stuff that's like butter, but it's not, but it's even better. They're better than that. So they're yelling at each other, not about Brett Kavanaugh, not about what horrible thing Trump said about Elizabeth Warren today.
America elected Donald Trump. And yeah, the Russians helped.
No, they didn't talk about any of that. No, they talked, in fact, about the stupid Ryan Gosling astronaut movie.
Monopolizing this whole conversation. Let me show why you're wrong. Let me prove to your audience. And listen, throw it open to phone callers.
This is over. I'm tired of this. It's over. Well, it's done. You're horribly wrong.
Because you're wrong. That's why you want to move on. I don't blame you one bit.
This is Let's just go through it.
Let's take 2 seconds and go through it factually.
Sure.
What did Neil Armstrong plant a flag on the moon?
Of course he did.
Went to the... Okay.
Who was there with him?
Oh, my God. Yeah. People listen to this crap. Oh. They are arguing. That's what conservative radio is all about now, is arguing about the flag scene not being put in the movie, that Ryan Gosling Jr. movie. Yeah. And they're just puking away, the two of them. One swallowing his lip, the other is like, yes, okay. Just the slithery, syrupy. At any rate, at any point, I had Google's what? Trump ripping. So a year ago was the whole Trump thing, doing the thing with the NFL thing, and getting all mad at them for the knee thing. That thing. And also, I had awful foot issues a year ago. Isn't it amazing? And then 2 years ago, we had something to do with... 3 years ago, we had nothing there for... Yeah, it just seems like nothing happened 4 years ago. And that's good to know. Thank you, Facebook, for reminding me. Gosh, Facebook memories. I go on Facebook so little now. I was talking to someone who's on Instagram constantly, and I asked her, how many followers do you have? She says, I have 500 followers. Okay. Most people I know have maybe 100, maybe, or so, But I go, do you know all 500 of those people? Oh, yeah. If I approved people I didn't know, I'd have way more. And I thought, nobody knows 500 people. Well, maybe she does, but 500 people, that's how do you... I mean, you can... Here's the thing, is people, I think, tend to do that more with women. Because guys, they're like, oh, a woman, I'm going to friend her. Ooh, I'm going to see if she puts any pictures up of her. Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Hachi machi, da-da-da-da. So that goes on, and that happens with women.
Hachi machi.
And, if a woman puts a lot of selfies up, they're going to be, see what she's posting today. Mm-hmm. Oh. And that kind of scary creepiness. Oh, speaking of creepy, so Louis C.K. has been doing the rounds now at comedy places. He's doing these drop-ins and stuff and trying to make a comeback. And I think was the 5 women said he was misconducting himself sexually in front of them. Various stories that I've heard. And if you listen to the latest episode, as we go outside a cafe anyway, where we bring Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere Podcaster Valley, of The Daily from the New York Times, Michael Barbaro talks to not Louis C.K., but the club owner of the Comedy Cellar in New York, and talks to him about, hey, why do you let Louis C.K. drop in on your club? I mean, aren't you kind of promoting all the women the sexual abuse against women and that kind of thing. This you're condoning this behavior of Louis C.K. And the guy said, look, the way my comedy my comedy club has always worked is I let people perform, and it's sort of, I've given the audience basically you come to see the comedian you maybe saw online or whatever we posted a flyer for. But if someone drops in, that's going to happen. That just happens. And if you don't like it, you can leave and we'll pay you back. We'll refund your evening. So no questions asked. And he said that's their policy. So Michael Barbaro, though, kept coming back at him. This is the problem with this podcast, actually, why maybe you don't want to listen to it, because it's circular. Because Michael Barbaro continuously comes back and asks the guy, well, aren't you condoning Michael Barbaro's not hearing the Comedy Cellar guy. Basically trying to convince the Comedy Cellar guy, maybe you shouldn't have Louis C.K. stop by. Like, what if Bill Cosby gets out? And then the guy's like, well, I wouldn't have Bill Cosby. Why not? Well, just because personally. And then the guy brought up an interesting point about Bill Clinton, about how we allow Bill Clinton to speak at all these places, despite allegations against him. And, where's this line is fuzzy. I worry about the whole, the line is fuzzy. We don't, we got all this controversy. There doesn't seem to be a right or wrong in some areas. People are going, people are being unfairly accused. So let's just throw the whole baby out with the bathwater and not even worry about people that are accused. And in other words, that Brett Kavanaugh is innocent and all that. And it's complicated. It will always be complicated, but there's definitely guilt involved, and there's definitely people hurt involved, and we can never lose sight of that. That's the way I look at it. But to listen to conservative talk show hosts and their syrupy syrupness and slitheriness and swallowing their lipness, they make it sound they come off sounding like they hate women, even though they put all these women callers on that agree with them. That's whatever. That's women will follow conservatives and conservative talk show hosts to the ends of the earth, no matter what they say, it seems like. And as we wrap up the show, as I lose my voice, I talked to a guy who has told me he listens to the podcast. I don't know how true that is, but he says he was telling me about his career, his life in back end. It's called back end. And damn those strawberry seeds. Back end is when there are concerts and you supply all the sound equipment and music and everything, the sound equipment, and you got to set it all up for the band. There are people that they hire for that, and this guy is one of the people that does that. It is tough work, and he's older than me, and he still does it. And I was listening to his stuff. Maybe I'll talk more about it on the next show, but oh my gosh, one of the things he talks about is wheels to the sky, that phrase, and that is, all those big, you see them when they're loading a stage. I don't know if you've ever gotten to a concert early, and they're loading the stage up, and they wheel these things out, these big boxes. Well, some of them have wheels on the top, and when they're loading these huge semis back, they're like 3 or 4 semis for a concert, full of this stuff, and they got to load it all out and all these so when they're stacking them on top of each other, some of them they have to shoot the wheels to the sky so that it's a particular thing, and it makes only sense to them. What a hard job. God. I have no interest in that. In radio, the equipment's already set up. It's already there, unless you do a remote. But like here at Cafe Anyway outside, everything's already set up, so I love it. Setting it up can be fun, but to do it every time, every day, he's creating a studio, basically, for the concert. Next show, we're going to have the wonderful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, Bison Bentley. Thank you for listening to the show and to hear me gripe and to hear me walk down memory lane and stuff. And hug your neighbor. Hug them. Oops, and the podcast picture is from Bay Farm Island the other night. I think this is Monday night, and it was a beautiful sunset as the Indian summer continues, and I was looking out over towards San Francisco. You can see that sunset, that beautiful picture now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Take it away, Ariel.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!